Hi, I'm Taliya.
Hi, I'm Matthew, and we are the Critics.
This week's review is going to be Zoolander 2. So, the highly anticipated sequel to one of our favorite films. To get right into it, once again it was written, produced, directed by Ben Stiller himself. And there were a lot of things we liked and a few things we didn't like. So let's jump right in. My favorite part of the film was the nostalgic feeling it gave me. I mean, seeing all of those old characters, it took you right back, and it was so amazing that all the actors got together and decided to, do the film together again. And it also shows the star power that Ben Stiller has.
Still has.
Yeah, still has, and the impact that the first film had. We were just saying as well, both of them have done so much work in between, but it felt as if,
it was still Derek and
Hansel.
Yeah. He's still hot right now.
Hot right now.
What I really liked is that, we spoke about it in our video last week when we did Zoolander, is that this kind of takes place in an alternate reality where Derek Zoolander is this massive sensation that's happened and has more power or clout, should we say, than any model should ever and does ever have in the real world. And that continues through, like the strange sort of alternate kind of reality that we lived in then follows through to now.
Definitely.
And weird things are allowed to happen, it's completely normal, and models are the center of the world, and that's normal. And it was really good to see that continuation. It still felt like it was shot in the same universe that it took place all those years ago.
Zoolander-verse.
Yeah. Copyright pending.
So, on that note, the plot. As with the first one, really cool.
Yeah.
Some of it made no sense.
Surprisingly good again.
But surprisingly a solid plot.
You don't watch it for the plot, but the plot is still, there's still a plot to follow.
Definitely. And it picked up so well from the first one, where they just gave us a 5-minute recap on what had happened since we left off from the last movie.
Yeah.
And they worked in all of the old characters so well.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that shocked me was Katinka.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. To me, that was one of my favorite reveals. And you're just sort of waiting for your character to show up, your favorite character to show up.
My favorite reveal was Mugatu going back to Mugatu, from prisoner Mugatu to fashion Mugatu. That was good.
Because in the teasers, we were shown this like buffed up, tattooed guy.
And I was missing the hair, and the hair comes back. Good.
He just like rips off everything, and he's this weird clown-looking, fashionable guy.
He's the Mugatu we love.
Oh, it was amazing, so amazing. Yeah.
But I also think that with that good plot, and this is what's needed in a sequel, is there was good character development. Like we got to see different sides of Hansel and Derek. They developed as characters. I think that was done well. And we also got to see some development of characters that we didn't really get to see in the beginning. So for example, we see more of Todd, who is Mugatu's assistant. And he's become my second favorite character in the Zoolander-verse after Mugatu. He was exceptionally good and really well portrayed. The DJ from the first one, we actually hear him talk, which is so weird.
Like a proper Englishman.
Yeah, he's a proper gentleman. Which just adds layers to characters that we already loved a lot. And I think the characters that we loved a lot all got treated with the right respect. I mean, we were saying, you said it already, like Derek and Ben and Owen keep the characters on form, and
even though they've done
so much in between,
thousands of films in between, but they were Derek and Hansel. It wasn't Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. They just
trying to recreate. It was as if they just.
And if you look at all of the other actors, like Katinka, Mila Jovovich has done so much work, Resident Evil, all of that in this time, but she was Katinka. They just slipped into their characters 100%.
Todd was Todd. Oh, he's so
Todd.
He's so good.
So great. With that, they did introduce some cool new characters. Which we like to see. Penelope Cruz's character was great.
She was amazing.
She did
and really pretty.
She's hot. I trust her. She was so ready to just jump right into the film,
Committed fully.
make fun of herself type
Yeah.
of thing. That was good to see. And Benedict Cumberbatch as all.
Oh, what?
That was hilarious. I think it took a while for both of us to just get over the fact that he appeared like Morticia Adams without eyebrows. It was hilarious. And they were as weirded out as we were, Derek and Hansel.
Yeah, I mean, it was very good react. Benedict, it was needed because by that point it was getting a bit.
Yeah, a bit dull.
Yeah.
But also Sting.
Yeah.
Sting being Hansel's dad. So good. We were just saying that they sort of have taken the cult lines or the classic lines that we enjoyed as fans of the first film, and they made it into a plot device with the Sting character coming in, which is so clever. Very, very good. With saying that though, the old cast members or the characters that we loved definitely outshone some of the new characters.
And in some cases just painfully so.
Yeah, it was glaringly obvious.
Yeah.
With Matt's point of saying they created the Zoolander verse so well, and I think for Ben and Owen mostly, those characters are like second nature to them.
Yeah.
But some of the casting of the new characters didn't fit at all. They just didn't fit in.
I mean, what we're saying is that a Zoolander character has to, regardless of whether you mean to hate them, love them, or feel different towards them, you mean to have some attachment to them. It's something, I mean...
It has to be in a funny,
It has to be in a funny, and a lot of the characters are meant to be satirical of, real life people or industries or representation of industries, but they've got to be satirical. And I think the one who was meant to be, and if you were to just ignore the performances into the lines, there was a lot of satire in there. Was the fashion designer.
Don Atari.
Yeah.
Oh, it was painful to sit through his delivery of the script. We both agree on this. If Justin Bieber was cast in that role, that would have been perfect. I think he would have executed it perfectly.
Because he did his cameo really well.
He did his cameo well. And also, that character just fits him. He's got this strange fashion trend that he's starting now.
Yeah.
And he is a trendsetter. He is the poster boy for this generation.
And what this film is trying to be satirical about.
Yes, exactly. The guy they cast was just horrible. I mean, when Mugatu
he took it
killed
far
him,
too seriously.
Yeah.
There was nothing about him that was humorous or anything that you were like, I like this guy despite how bad he is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Mugatu's the villain, but we love him.
Love him.
So that was painful to watch. When Mugatu killed him, I just wanted to get up and start clapping.
And that was where it became really obvious about how different, the new cast and the old cast was.
Yes.
It wasn't just him killing a fashion designer, it was him killing a part of the movie that was bad.
Yes.
Which made it nicer to see, but it was also...
I don't think it was what they intended. I think they wanted him to be funny, and it was a bit too realistic because both of us said we know people who speak like this. Terrible.
And then the other one was...
Derek Jr.
Derek Jr. was a bit stiff.
Yeah, his performance was a bit flat to me. I think they could have chosen a kid as a better foil to Derek.
Yeah.
Although I think they were trying to really show us how vastly different his son turned out to be from him. But he just didn't match the Zoolander verse. He wasn't funny at all.
And maybe the Zoolander verse can't deal with having a foil in it, and that's why it didn't.
Yes.
So maybe it wasn't the character, maybe it wasn't the actor, but then it was the character that was problematic there.
Yeah.
I think the other problem with this movie is that it's definitely big budget. It's definitely much bigger budget than last time, or at least it feels that way. And the problem when a film goes very big budget is that it has to, by the nature of the fact that so much money's gone into it, take itself seriously.
Yes.
So we had really fancy cars, we had really exotic locations, we had almost every location, and we had big chase scenes, and we had big scenes, and big this, and that didn't fit in with the Zoolander verse.
Which is more character-centric.
More character-centric, less concerned, it doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah.
And so to have a production that was taking itself seriously against a movie that wasn't taking itself seriously didn't always, match up properly. I think a really painfully obvious example of this is some of the CGI that we had.
Yeah.
With one, the big guy's head on the little guy's body, and two, the end where we all, using telekinesis, Magnum looks, to get to lift up the bomb. Bad CGI.
Very bad.
Obvious CGI, and I think that's, it's CGI that's not taking itself properly seriously, but you can't not take CGI seriously.
Yeah.
When you commit to CGI, it's got to be done properly, otherwise
unless it's a Sharknado where they know that they're doing it badly.
Yeah.
The CGI isn't one of the plot devices they use to make us laugh.
Especially because when Magnum stopped stopped Nagatu throwing knife in the first one, it wasn't done badly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So to have it looked very corny for me. So I think that was a problem with the movie.
Another issue we found was, in this day and age, people love themselves. I mean, social media is crazy. People post selfies all the time. Both of us do it too. Matt not so much. But we in this culture of really. It's very
self-centered,
self-centered,
self-publicizing.
And Derek and Hansel have always been like that.
Yeah.
But I just felt as if they let that slip. It would have been such a good plot device. For example, if they've been introduced to the invention of the selfie stick, and Derek says, "Well, I've had this for 20 years," and then shows us his self-made selfie stick.
Yeah.
That could have been something cool. I mean, they did tap into it in the beginning a bit with Justin Bieber. Just before he dies, he's posting a selfie.
Yeah.
But they never put it in the context of Derek and Hansel.
It never feels like Derek and Hansel are in our world. Or in our time, should I say.
Yeah.
It feels like we're in their time again.
The Zoolander-verse completely.
Yeah, because in the Zoolander-verse time moves on.
Yes.
I mean, they note the years, it's the same year as us, but it's still, everything feels like it's still set up for Derek and Hansel.
Yes.
They
could have used it in another way where, like in the first film where Hansel says the files are in the computer, his stupidity could have said, well, how does this whole selfie thing work?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, that was a bit of a wasted opportunity for me on that.
And then where Taliya and I do disagree is that I'm not the biggest fan of the ending. I think it draws it out too long. I think there's some really flat jokes. I think the burn session that they try and have between Nagatu and some of the fashion designers is cringeworthy, because there's clearly pauses where they're expecting the cinema to laugh and nobody laughed, and appropriately so. Like, you don't, white privilege isn't a punchline when it's real. You're like, oh, there's white privilege, it's not a joke. And I think some very stale, some good moments, but I also just think too long.
I agree about the fashion designer burn session. It was awkward.
Yeah.
It was like Mugatu and Todd, the latte moment, where they're just looking at each other groaning awkwardly.
Yeah.
But I like the ending because it was Mugatu focused. I love seeing Will just doing his thing and being crazy. And also Todd was like a central point of that. Todd was his assistant, giving him everything. And Katinka came in there with the sexy fight. That was funny.
That was funny.
But I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
With that, there's no catchy line that I'm going to remember.
I was just thinking that this is a movie where you, unlike the first Zoolander that had funny moments and funny lines that you could quote forever, this is just going to be, I think, funny moments.
Funny moments.
Like, we'll see each other in a few years' time and be like, do you remember Benedict Cumberbatch's appearance? And that's funny, but not any particular thing that anyone said.
It definitely won't be as long-lasting and have the legacy of the first one. We mentioned that with the Justin Bieber joke.
Yeah.
They sort of made it seem like, why
Derek asked Nagatu, why did you kill Justin Bieber? And his response was just to be like,
are you really asking me why I killed Justin Bieber?
Yeah, and it's about a year old who killed Justin Bieber jokes.
Yeah, and Bieber is now quite successful.
People are beginning to start like Bieber again. And definitely in 10 years' time, no one's going to get that joke. Or very few new people aren't going to get the joke. I don't think.
The glitter bomb at the end. That sold me. It was good. I just like seeing a Mugatu focus scene because in the first one he was there from the beginning.
Yeah.
He opened the film for us. But in this film he came in halfway, so we didn't get as much as.
Could always do with more Mugatu.
Yeah, so that's why I enjoyed the ending.
Fair enough.
It came together well.
Okay, so thumbs. It was a tough one for me.
Yeah, me as well.
I
love it.
I'm just going a solid 1.
1.5.
I don't think I'll. I think if I wanted to watch if I wanted to rewatch a Zoolander movie, I'd always watch one.
The first one.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah.
So thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed our video, please click like or subscribe to our channel to see more. The links to our Facebook and Twitter are in the description box below. And I'm Matthew.
I'm Taliya.
And this has been the Critics Review of Zoolander 2.